One of the things I think that is a really important part of Vinyasa class is the piece called Connecting Vinyasa. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Vinyasa in general. So what is Vinyasa? And what that Connecting Vinyasa does for practice. And then just the technicalities, how to practice your Connecting Vinyasa. So those are the things we're going to cover today. So I'm going to talk first, and then we'll take questions afterwards, and then I could watch you and look at your form. Does that sound good? Excellent. All right. So the word vinyasa, from its Sanskrit root, so from its origin of language, means to place in a special way. So you might know vinyasa as a sequence of flowing movements. You flow from one movement to the next. It's really kind of a moving meditation or a dance with the breath. But what really is important about vinyasa is that it links your breath to your movement. It links your mind to your body. So we're going for that mind-body connection. That can be really powerful. The Connecting Vinyasa is a series of 3 poses. So plank, chaturanga is that lowering down, and then a little back bend, either your cobra or your up dog. So those are the Connecting Vinyasa poses. And we'll talk about breaking it down a little bit more. But when we add the flow into our Vinyasa class, what it's doing is it's connecting a flow. So we'll use it when we're completing a sequence or we're switching sides, right side, left side. It adds an opportunity to really build strength in your practice, and it keeps the flow moving. So like you have this opportunity just to keep flowing. Now, what it's important to remember is that you don't have to do every single vinyasa. You know, there's times where you might want to rest. One of the things that has been happening for modern yogis since vinyasa classes have become really popular is overuse of the rotator cuff and the shoulder. So if you're constantly doing those vinyasas and maybe you're not quite sure about the form, you can put a lot of strain in your rotator cuff and injure yourself. So if your shoulders are ever feeling funky, you could always take those breaks or modify. So the thing also, what I like to say about this Connecting Vinyasa, it connects the breath to the movement. So when we're inhaling, it's usually a pose where you're opening and expanding. And when we're exhaling, it's like more like you're exhaling to down dog, you're closing, you're moving inward. So all of the inhales in any vinyasa are usually going to be somewhere where you're opening and expanding. And the exhales are really just kind of going in or going deeper. So that's my little talk about the vinyasa class. Now we're going to put that to action. So the first variation is your basic vinyasa, and this would be something like you can move into if you're modifying. So I got my cat Coco here. Hey, Cokie. So we will inhale to plank, and then you just lower your knees down. Can you guys see me okay? And then keeping the shoulders really engaged, you bend the elbows back and you lower down slowly. So you're building strength on the way down. The exhale is going to be the lower. Once you get down onto your belly, your toenails go down. You start to wake up and activate the legs as you lift the heart. Draw the elbows in and the shoulders on your back. So sometimes what I might see is something like this, where the shoulders are up at the ears and you're looking up. Neck stays long, shoulders stay on the back. So then the exhale would take you back either through plank or a tabletop into down dog. So putting it together, inhale plank, exhale lower, inhale cobra, nice open chest, exhale back through plank into your down dog. Now when you start to want to pick up the intensity, or maybe you feel like you're ready for a little more of a back bend, you'll inhale to plank and then exhale to chaturanga. So the elbows bend any amount. So chaturanga is a pose you can hold. The tops of the feet come to the floor, and you can up dog. So now the arms are straight, the chest is pulling through, the shoulders are down and back, you're looking forward. You can exhale back through plank into down dog, or just go right into your down dog. So those are the options and variations. There are some times when we're flowing, we're coming from a flow, so you might be coming from a warrior or a lunge. The intensifier would be a 3-leg plank, 3-leg chaturanga, 2 feet on the ground, chest up, back through down dog. So those are the variations. Do you have any questions on that before we break it down and you practice it? Yes.
I mean, I frequently cannot get, when we bring one foot forward to the right or the left, I can almost never get it to line up with the hand.
Stepping forward?
Yeah, I mean, I know that's the challenge, but I wonder if I am too spread to start with, so that the momentum I get is not enough to get that foot to come forward far enough.
That's a really good question. So it would be like, if you're wondering if your stance is too far apart, maybe your hands are too far forward coming into it, you would come into a plank pose and you would work from the alignment of plank. So if you're in your plank pose and your hands are in front of your shoulders a little too much, then you're going to be too far. But if you're in plank pose and your hands are right under your shoulders from your down dog, it's super common to have a challenge to get that foot through. I don't know if you saw, but I tent my fingers to give myself space to pull the foot through. So tenting the fingers and then bringing the foot through. And see, my foot doesn't always come up to the hand. It comes close. It's like it's a target. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Any other questions? All right, well, let's put the practice into action. So if you're just jumping in, we're just doing a little yoga talk. We're talking about the connecting vinyasa and what it means for the practice. So it links the breath and the body together. It connects the flow. Maybe we're moving right side, left side, or between flows. It adds an opportunity to build strength, and it keeps the flow moving. So we worked on 3 variations of connecting vinyasa. So connecting vinyasa is plank, chaturanga, and then either a back bend, cobra, or up dog, and then you go back to your downward facing dog. That sound good? Let's practice it. I'm gonna do it with you once, and then I'm gonna watch you, and you'll do it a couple times. Feel free to take the breaks if you need to. So starting in your plank pose, that was a good question that Barbara had about the alignment. So how do you know like your alignment in plank or down dog is right? So you just check into your plank first. Make sure the shoulders are over the hands and you have that long line crown to heels, and then press back into your down dog. It should feel relatively comfortable. You might step in an inch or so if you need just that little more support. And then we use the breath. So the inhale takes you to plank. And on the exhale, lower the knees. Keep the elbows close as you lower down to your belly. So this is your chaturanga, or you're lowering down. Toenail side of the foot down. Lift the heart, pull the shoulder blades down and back. Try not to look up, but lengthen the neck. So your inhale is your cobra. And then on your exhale, you're pressing back through plank and into down dog. So try that. You're going to inhale to plank. Exhale, lower the knees, then the chest, then the chin. Toenails down, inhale, pull the heart through. Now try to keep the chest open and the shoulders away from your ears, really important, and not to crane your neck. And then press back to your plank into down dog. Excellent. So we're gonna add the second one in, so just a little bit more intense. So you're going to inhale plank, exhale, lower down, inhale, a little bigger back bend, maybe a little bigger, higher cobra. Exhale back through plank into your down dog. Do that again. So you're going to inhale plank, exhale, lower down, inhale, lift your heart. Beautiful. Exhale to your down dog. Very nicely done. So now we're going to add just that last more intense variation with your upward facing dog. If it feels like it's too much for your back, stick with cobra. So you'll inhale plank, exhale, bend the elbows, keep them close, any amount. Now come to the top of your feet, lift your heart, your hips are lifted, your heart is pulling through, press your feet and your hands into the mat and lift from there, and then down dog. So try that again. So you're going to inhale plank, exhale, bend the elbows, come to the tops of the feet, inhale your up dog, exhale, downward facing. Awesome. And then just go ahead and rest. So this is our yoga talk for today. Do you have any questions? I know some of you guys just jumped in a little bit, like as we were going through it. But on Tuesdays, what I'll do is I'll take 10 minutes before class and I'll break down a pose or a concept so that you can learn about it, work on form and function, and deepen your practice. So feel free to send any questions my way. I haven't decided what we'll work on for next week, but I think it'll be a really nice way just to learn and to deepen your practice and deepen your understanding of yoga. Sound good?
Right.
Awesome. Good, good.